You're listening to the Real Estate Marketing Secrets Podcast, a show dedicated to bringing you the most up-to-date tips, tricks, and updates of everything you need to know about marketing, lead generation, sales, Facebook ads, social media, video, branding, and much, much more. All info, no fluff. So sit back, relax, throw in some headphones, and enjoy today's episode.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to the Real Estate Marketing Secrets Podcast. It's always a mouthful to say. Today, we're going to be talking about the good, the bad, the ugly, and if you should be investing into a real estate lead generation course.
Boom. Dude, that was good.
Thanks, dude. I've been working. Spent all night reiterating that. Why don't you tell them a little bit about what to expect from today?
For sure, man. So just to give you guys, and we're just cutting right into the stuff, like no fluff, we're just jumping right into it. We're just going to talk about what to expect when it comes to the lead gen course. We're going to stay very, outside of this is what we think you should do, this is what you should do. We're just going to give you the straight hard facts of what to expect when it comes to the lead generation course. So you've probably looked at things before, you've gotten hit with ads, people saying, do this, do that, run this type of ad, watch YouTube videos. And really what you're going to expect is multiple videos on how to set something up, right? Setting up your own lead generation, your own follow-up, also how to connect everything, right? So you're going to get some videos on, how to integrate, automatic text, automatic follow-up, automatic email, things like that. Also, it's going to go over different platforms that you can advertise on, right? So things like Facebook, which you'll probably find the most prevalent because it's, I guess, the quote unquote easiest, most plug and play for most people. Of course, people talk about YouTube ads, Google ads, things like that. Also, just giving you different offer ideas, right? So whether it's a first-time homebuyer campaign, or let's say a, homes list or listing ad, or best time to sell, tips for buying and selling, things like that is usually the types of offers that you'll find, and really just every single part of how to connect all those different things. So Karan, touch on a little bit, if someone was to jump into a lead generation course, what can they expect?
100%. So there's four main things. So the first one right off the bat is that you'll be able to get firsthand experience into what other agencies are doing, right? So it's possible that as you being an agent, hopefully if you're listening to this, you're a real estate agent or some sort of real estate professional, but you might have invested into working with an agency and they didn't do a great job. So maybe you were just kind of curious what they were actually doing. Buying a lead gen course actually lets you get under the hood of what actually happens between, CRM systems and Facebook ads or Google ads, whatever they were doing, right? And lets you understand the intricacies and the complexities of those concepts of advertising and marketing. So right off the bat, you get insight into what other people are doing. And then it also allows you to just do it in-house. And the advantage of doing it in-house is it gives you more control, right? You're not just relying on a third-party contractor or a company to do all your marketing. I mean, in a sense, yes, you are putting your eggs in one basket if you do that. Now there's pros and cons of doing that, and that's for another video probably. But for the sake of this video, the pro of having your own lead gen course is that you can have more control over how you do the marketing, where you spend the money, what creatives you use, etc. And then after that, obviously, I think the big elephant in the room with a lead gen course is how much money you can save doing it, right? These courses, I don't know, Aaron, what you've seen out there, but typically I see them around the $500, $1,000 price point, maybe a touch over, but nothing really higher than that. I mean, what do you think?
No, it's definitely spot on around. I'd say the marketer in me wants to say $997 would be usually the amount, but that's pretty spot on, yeah.
Yeah, either $497 or $997. Those are the price points you'll see. So, at the end of the day, it's not a lot of money. If you get one transaction out of it, you've made an ROI, most likely, unless you're selling $30,000 houses. Maybe not.
Yeah.
But hopefully you're not in that boat. And then the last thing is that it lets you focus less on door knocking and cold calling, right? Because we all know that stuff sucks. I've never done it, but I've cold called for other businesses that I've run. So it's not enjoyable. I know that for a fact. I think I did it for one day and hated my life.
And we can also touch on networking events, or really any of the other, I guess we'll say, antiquated methods, right? Not saying that they don't work, not saying that you can't get business with those, but of course there are easier ways to literally generate business while you're sitting at home and following up with the people that actually want to work with you. So
that's most of what I see as the pro to running a lead gen course. Now, obviously, the other end of the spectrum, you can cover the cons, the negatives, whatever else you want to call it.
Yeah, man. So just touching on some of the cons, and really they're going to be almost the opposite sides of the things that we touched on, is, there's always going to be cons going into it. And really the first thing would be time, right? One of the main reasons that, any business, Karan and I, right, going through and hiring people that do, things really well, we're going to hire them so we don't have to spend the time to do it and learn it ourselves, right? So the only con of having a marketing course is that you're going to spend time on, marketing, testing, optimization, figuring out what's working, what's not within your specific market. And again, not doing the things that you should be doing, which is, again, listing presentations, buyers presentations, walkthroughs, again, the things that are going to actually make you money. Also, another side thing that these course creators don't want you to know is a lot of times they don't work the best in competitive areas, right? So if you're in a super hot market, let's say New York or California, Austin, for example, these areas are going to be a lot more competitive. And all that really means for you is that it's going to be a race to the bottom in certain situations. So for example, let's say, you're running the same ad as, Joe Schmo down the street, and Eric and Tim and Sally also running the same ads from the same types of marketing courses that are out there that have been circulating around the markets. Again, it's going to be, number one, race to the bottom. Who's going to have the lowest commission, not necessarily on value, which, that's what we're trying to sell, right? Because there's a lot of different real estate agents. And then also whoever spends more is going to win, right? So you're a lot of times competing with the Remaxes, the Berkshire Hathaways, the, Keller Williams, the Coldwell Bankers of the world that spend a crazy amount of money on ads every single month. So you're competing with those thousands and thousands of thousands that are going into it. So the last little thing that I'll touch on there is the way that I kind of explain it is, it's kind of the FISBO analogy, if you will. It's like, how many times would you recommend your potential client to go and sell the house themselves, right? There's a lot of paperwork. There's a lot of paperwork. There's a lot of time. There's a lot of headache that goes into them trying to get the best bang for their buck, right? Finding the right buyer, finding the right seller. It's just not a good way to spend their time. So anyway, Karan, jump into, a little bit of like, who is this good for?
Yeah, right off the bat, you can consider yourself a good fit, I guess, for a lead gen course if your volume is on the lower side. So what that means, if like you're a numbers guy, so I would say if you're hovering anywhere between 0 to 1 transactions a month on average, this is probably right up your alley. If you're right around that number and you're not looking for growth, like you're happy there, then that's probably good for you, because that allows you to still have time to do the follow-up with the leads, and then optimize the campaigns, and then sales and all that stuff, right? And on the other end of the spectrum, or not the other end of the spectrum, but if you're just more so doing real estate part-time, or maybe it's just a hobby of yours that you're passionate about, then you don't really need an agency to come in and handle everything for you. This is something you can try to do on your own. Granted, just be aware that it is going to take up a few hours a day to do it. So if you're willing to trade that, then yeah, this is good for you. And another reason this might be good for you is if you already have a marketing manager or an assistant that you're working with. Maybe you run a brokerage and you have a manager there that like manages all the marketing for the brokerage, and you could buy him or her a course and see how well it works for them. We've talked to a lot of brokerages that do it in-house and they're really successful with it. So it just depends what you want and what you feel like is a good fit for you and your company.
For sure. And I guess just kind of handing it off here, like another thing to keep in mind, like if this is right for you, is it kind of sucks, but you have to not be scared to lose money, right? When you're testing these things yourself and you're going through and optimizing, we touched on it a little bit earlier, you might find something, or you might try an ad that doesn't work the first time or the second time or the third time. So you have to be, have a little bit of thick skin to, again, know that a couple $100 might go out the drain or, go out the window. And then I guess the last thing there is if you're curious about what's under the hood, right? Comparing what an existing agency might be doing for you, or someone's talked to you in the past and they say, oh well, we do this and that and the other thing. You can kind of put those two together and see, okay, well, they're doing this, the course is teaching me to do this, and kind of put those different parts together and see again what works best.
Yep. Now if you're thinking and sitting here and you're like, man, I'm an agent that actually wants to grow, I want to do more than 1 transaction a month. I don't really have a marketing manager. Obviously losing money is scary, but I know as a business owner, I want to invest it. As a business needs to grow, investments need to happen. then you're probably thinking like, okay, this probably isn't the right thing for me. So what should I do instead? So there's a couple options you've got. For me specifically, I can think of 4. I'll cover the first 2, and then Aaron will see if you've got the other 2. So right off the bat, obviously you can go and hire help to do it for you, right? Like there's agencies out there, whatever else you want to call it, they can come in and do all of the ads for you, whether it's just lead generation or they generate appointments, or there's a lot of different models and variations out there. But point being that you can have someone help you with it, right? There's a service out there, you can probably find it. So the other option is to hire a consultant or a mentor. A really easy way to go do this is go find the best real estate agent in your area and offer to work for them for free. See how they've gotten to be successful. See how they're built themselves from doing 0 transactions, 1 a month, to 10, 12, 20 a month. Try to understand what they've been doing, what's worked for them over the course of their career. They might not let you do it. They might ask you for some money, but that's part of investing into yourself and your business. What do you think the other 2 are, dude, that I have in mind?
Yeah, well, I mean, I just want to touch on the mentor part that you touched on. Just a little bit of a disclaimer, and it might be, I don't want this to come off in a negative way at all, but when you are doing your research of someone to learn from, if you are in a position where you're like, okay, I know that I need to build a brand, I need to be out in front of people, try not to pick somebody to learn from that is also doing the things that you don't want to do. Right. So if they're like, you have a meeting with them and you ask them, okay, cool. So, is there any training involved? Like what sort of is there leads that come with signing on with you? And they're like, oh no, we just hit the phones all day long and we don't believe in online marketing and all those things. Again, just be conscious of, asking those questions when you go into it. Dude, I think, there's other things that they could do. Obviously they can go to Zillow or realtor.com or homes.com. There's a lot of different companies out there, but of course, just be careful with some of those lead vendors. A lot of times you're paying for very simple information, for the lack of a better word. You just get their name, phone number, email. A lot of times they're not super interested. And, a lot of people that we've talked to are not too happy with the results coming from that. Conversation for another day. We'll probably create another podcast going more in depth of what to expect with other marketing companies. I guess the last one, you could do nothing.
Yep, you nailed it. I was wondering if you're going to say it or not, but yeah.
You can literally just keep doing what you're doing and just kind of take this last maybe 10, 15 minutes of this podcast and throw it out the window. Do nothing. But if you've made it this far to the podcast and you're even subscribed to this or you're a part of our Facebook group, then there's probably a good chance that's not you. So guys, that's kind of the beginning to end, at least some of the points that we wanted to touch on in terms of the lead generation courses. There's a lot out there. I've personally been hit with a lot of them. So I don't know, Karan, did you have any last thoughts that you wanted to touch on before we end?
No, I think we're pretty straightforward with this stuff, guys. There's a very distinct line drawn in the sand if to determine if you are a good fit for a lead generation course or if you need something else, right? So listen back to this if you need to re-understand some of the things. I know we covered a lot here, but do whatever feels good with your gut. We're just here to provide you information, and hopefully it was able to serve you.
All right, guys. Well, that's it from this episode of the Real Estate Marketing Secrets podcast. If you have any questions, obviously let us know down in the comments, whether you're seeing us on YouTube, on Facebook. And if you're not seeing us on Facebook and you're not already a part of our Real Estate Marketing Secrets Facebook group, we go over a lot of different things in terms of lead generation, branding, sales, video creation, have some pretty good things actually coming into the works right now during, if you're listening to this during this whole Corona COVID-19 craziness, we have some stuff that we're putting together for you guys for absolutely free, just like this podcast in the Facebook group. So I'll leave all the links down in the show notes to take a look at that. So anyway, guys, enjoy the rest of your day. This has been Aaron and Karan from the Real Estate Marketing Secrets podcast, and we'll see you in the next episode.
Sweet. See ya.